Well, hey, thanks for joining us for another episode of Triple Play. Don't forget to
like, subscribe, share.
Yep, and support. And don't forget to help those that help us. We have Andy McCollum with Resource One at 636-458-1798. I was trying to look away, but I kind of got to look this way with this mic a little.
You're
so
fine.
I'm not used to this mic. But we also got Chris at CS Design at 573-436-3717. And Jeff Earhart for your insurance needs at 314-821-JEFF, right?
That's right.
I got that right. So, or 5333.
That's right.
So, 5333 as Andy told us last episode.
5333.
Yep. But all that said, don't forget to check those out. There's links on every episode for them as well. And so we appreciate their help. So,
Yeah.
All right.
With all that done, who we got today?
All right. Well, we got some good guests today. So today are long-term friends, and we went to church together almost 20 years, or 10, 15 years, a long time. So, and but they started a venture years ago, and I've watched it bloom. I'm so interested because I know a little bit of backstory, but not a ton. So we got Renee and her daughter Savannah. So, and you don't have the same last names anymore.
Nope.
So
Anymore.
Savannah got married off. Your husband's a pastor, right?
Yep, he is.
What's he do?
He's a youth pastor.
Awesome.
We're in Cape Girardeau now.
Awesome. What church?
It's called Livewin Baptist.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Very
How long has
cool.
he been doing that for?
We just moved there in February, so
Okay.
just a few months.
So recently married?
Yeah.
All right.
We've been married for 2.5 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And where did he's a youth pastor? Did he go to Bible college?
He did. He went to Midwestern Seminary.
Oh, good.
He has his master's degree, so
I know a lot. Well, if he was there during that time, he probably had Owen and a few of those other good speakers I really like.
he did.
Yeah, Owen's amazing. I've watched that young man turn into something. He is the I call him the young Vadi Buckham, kind of that just voice of truth for a younger generation. So
Good.
Yeah.
good stuff. Well,
It's going well down there? You like it?
It is.
Yeah?
It is. Yeah, we like it. It's different than St. Louis, a little bit smaller town and everything.
Yeah.
Of course, we miss home, but we like it down there a lot. The church is great, so it's been good.
awesome.
They got good eating down there.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. They got a lot of good eating.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's your favorite place down there? Do you have one that you like a lot? I mean, like home with the tossed rose.
Yeah, the
Well,
Lamberts. I was going to say Lamberts, but that's...
No, that's not. That's a big deal. Like I took my kids there, like 2 years ago on our trip to down south.
Yeah.
I think we were going. That was Mississippi when we were going to Gulf Shores. And so, anyways, we.
If you're on 55, stop. at
Yeah,
Lamberts.
we stopped by there, and my kids were by that point they were just like, we want Chick-fil-A. They're wanting all this other food. I'm like, no, we're gonna go to Lambert's. And when they came out, they're like, that was the coolest place. They were complaining the whole time about waiting. I mean, I'm like, even Amy was getting like, it's hot. Why are we really doing this? And then everybody goes in there and they're like, this is the coolest thing ever. And they're all catching the rolls and eating all that food and those big portions they give you that are like 3 times the size you really need.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Lamberts, there are other places. They got good catfish, fried catfish.
Yeah,
down there.
yeah.
I don't know the names.
Yeah.
Well, you'll discover them. Let us know.
We're working on it.
That's awesome. So tell us a little bit about the Dreamtime Princess. We got the logo behind you. So you guys, you started it, right? Or am I getting this wrong?
Yeah, we started it together. It's been almost 9 years now, which is insane. It's been that long. I was only 15 when we started, so it's come a long way.
Did you have inspiration at that age to prompt you, or it was just a wild hair? And
Yeah, well, it's actually really random.
Yeah?
So how it got started was she worked at the private school I went to. And so one of the moms asked her if one of her daughters, I have an older sister, would be willing to dress up as a princess for her daughter's birthday. And she was like, you know what? My oldest is in college. She's really busy, but let me ask my younger daughter. And so I was like, sure, I'll make some extra money. I'm 15, don't have a job. Sure, I'll do it. So I went, did the birthday party, and all the kids were just so over the moon excited, and the moms were just so excited too. They were probably even more excited than the kids. And they were like, you should do this as like a job. Like, this is amazing. So many people would really benefit from this. And so I was like, okay. So over a few months after that, we just kind of discussed it. researched it and saw that it was like an actual thing that people did all over the U.S. They have small businesses like ours. So we were like, okay, we'll start this, and thought it would just kind of be a side gig that I would do throughout high school just to make money and maybe college. And it has just really grown a lot over the past few years. And so now it's our full-time job.
Yeah, and her older sister works for us now too.
Yeah, she does.
So she was a nurse, and now she's home with her kids and working with us.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is really cool to kind of have the family involved.
Yeah.
That's I enjoy that about here. I don't necessarily.
Jim's retired. He's
Yeah.
helping us too.
Yeah, my dad's getting roped in, and my husband too when he can, and so yeah, it's a family business. It's fun.
So how did they get to where she's doing this, starts it, you help her out a little bit, but obviously it becomes you're kind of the behind the scenes manager, right? You're booking, you're handling all that stuff. How did that? You obviously transitioned from working from a school to doing Dreamtime Princess. How did that go? I mean, you obviously are growing. What kind of transpires? So.
Well, okay, so I don't know if you know this about my background as well. I was also working at a major theme park on weekends when I wasn't at Living Water, and I was working in the shows and with the characters. So that kind of gave me experience to be able to help her with this as well. So
oh, wow.
We had that, going for us. And so from there, the parties started growing, and then we started doing bigger events, corporate events, and then we started doing our own ticketed events, our ball event that we do, and which has really grown as well. And so it just kept growing and growing, and then I'm like, I can't continue to work at the school and do this. So
You went in.
to be able to work with my daughter, I said, hey, we'll just do this and go full force, and it's just...
Well, and if you were doing it before, it seems like you had some passion for it too. You enjoyed doing it, obviously, at the theme park. So being able to do it with your daughters even that much more.
Oh, yeah.
And you can kind of pick your events and your crowd a little bit better that way too.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. So you start out by yourself. How does it grow? Because I know there's much more than you now. We just talked about your sister helping out. How did that transpire?
Yeah, so when we started off, I was doing all the birthday parties myself. So I was going from one princess to the other, maybe even a superhero here and there.
Going down the highway, changing in the van.
I was doing like 6 parties in a day by myself, and then we started getting requests for multiple characters at one event, and so we had to start adding on people. So when we first started adding on people, we maybe had like 4 or 5 cast members, but now we've grown to probably over 20. Now, of course, they don't work all the time because we've got some princesses of color like Moana and Jasmine. So, you have specific, roles that you have to fill to keep character integrity. So, they're not always working every weekend, but we probably have over 20 cast members now.
Mm-hmm.
And I know guys kind of came along as well. You're mentioning your husband gets roped into this, but as I watched and was watching through Facebook and other social media, it was like it started out a few princesses, and then all of a sudden you jump from like the Disney princesses to all of a sudden we got superheroes. And I obviously take notice of that because I'm a huge fan of Batman. So seeing the Batman and seeing the superheroes, how did that go about? Because that's a different dynamic when you're bringing in, you're all girls doing princesses. Now you're bringing in superheroes.
Yeah.
You go from maybe girl, pretty much, I would imagine, parties to now you're doing more boy parties. Was that a big change?
A little bit, and it's tough finding guys who will enjoy this type of job. They're a little bit harder to find than girls are. So, but it was fun. We did all the princess parties and all that, and Mom started requesting like, hey, I've got boys. Do you have superheroes? So we were like, okay, maybe we can start thinking about this. And one of our first superhero performers, he had his own Captain America costume because he's a mega Captain America fan. So we were like, would you like to work for us? And so he kind of is like what kicked off the superheroes a little bit.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a most requested princess?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, of course. And you can.
can you
guess? Yeah, guess who it is?
I'm gonna guess Elsa.
Yes, 100%.
Did you know that, Jeff?
No, I was thinking that was my mind initially thought Elsa, and I thought, well, maybe, but then
Sleeping Beauty was my second thought.
yeah, Sleeping Beauty or Snow White,
Cinderella. Gosh,
Cinderella.
princesses are princesses, right?
Yes.
You can't
Yeah.
distinguish.
Yeah, so Elsa is definitely the most popular. She's out like every weekend, pretty much. Yeah, you would think, the movie's been out for a while that she would, no, but she's
No.
still really popular.
Well, I got a 4-year-old daughter and a 2-year-old daughter.
Yeah.
And our 2-year-old, when she first started talking, called her older sister Elsa for an entire
Oh, that's
year.
cute.
So she thought she was on it.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yep,
So
yep.
that was why I was able to guess it so easily.
Well, that's. I would have probably guessed that a few years ago. Today, I was thinking, well, maybe because you also got like Snow White getting ready to come out. You've had Ariel. There's another one. They just did the live action of that. So I was thinking maybe.
Yeah, that's another question. Do you guys see upticks when Disney comes out with a new movie, maybe, or is it just
Not
kind of just?
Yeah. Not so much with the live action movies. Now, like when Moana came out, she had a ton of birthday parties. Now that's been several years ago, but not really very much with the live action. So, yeah.
And when you guys book, do you guys do it by time? Is it just a flat rate per party? How does that work? If people are interested in planning for something like that.
So they would book us either 30 minutes or an hour. That's our packages that we offer for birthday parties.
Okay.
Now we do corporate events that are longer than that, and
Sure.
that's a different price. But there's a set price for the 30-minute and the hour.
And then it's amount of princesses and stuff like that
Yeah.
get packaged in. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's an amount for one princess, and then each princess that you add on is a different price. Because the first princess is a little more expensive, and then each additional, it's just an extra on there. So,
All right.
yeah.
Very cool. And I've been on your website, so they can do all that from your website, and they can get to that link also through Facebook. How many characters do you guys have? That was one of the questions I have, because you got a lot. We've been talking about many. So how many do we got so far? Do you know?
It's around 50, but we do have like some characters that are not like super popular that are just kind of random here and there. So it's probably 70-ish area.
Wow.
We have some mascots, some holiday characters. So we'll start getting those bookings here soon for the different Christmas characters and things like that.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. So you do like Christmas characters too.
And when you mentioned ticketed events, what does that look like? What is?
Those are our events that we have. So we have one actually that's coming up November 25th. That's Saturday after Thanksgiving. And it's the Christmas event. It's Christmas Dream is what we call it.
Okay.
And it has Santa and 14 of his Christmas characters. So that is the Elsa, Anna, and Olaf, and Kristoff all in their Christmas attire.
Where's that going to be at?
That's at the Wildwood Hotel in Wildwood.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we've sold out that event the last 2 years. So we're hoping to do that again this year. So,
All right.
yeah.
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 I'll have to look
It's
that
a
up.
fun one.
Yeah.
It's a nice kickoff to the holiday season.
Rudolph and Clarice are there, and the Grinch and Cindy Lou Who, and
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
this year we're adding Buddy.
Buddy the Elf.
Buddy,
Buddy the Elf.
Yeah.
I love Buddy the Elf. That's like,
it's hard to get Olaf, I'd imagine, because he's little. But that would be
Yeah.
be a fun guy.
Yeah. Yeah. He's fun.
Our performer's Little that does it. She also is our Moana and
Yeah.
Jasmine. If I'm not giving out too much
No.
information.
no, and this is all good. She does a lot of different. I love that they can do different characters.
Yeah.
Like you got summer characters and you got winter characters. So you guys have an ability to do this all year round for different types of parties, and it's good because people listening might be like, "Hey, I'm thinking about a birthday," and then they might, whoa, hey. Our company is having a Christmas party. That'd be cool to have versus just having Santa, having, Buddy the Elf and some of these other characters show up. That'd be kind of a fun ordeal to have them mingling around or doing an event.
Yeah.
So,
And the mall hires us for the Christmas time, and they have these characters as well. So, like how many malls is it? 4 or 5 that we do?
Or, yeah.
4. Yeah. So
That's awesome. Mm-hmm. That's really cool. So is this going to be do you have nieces and nephews in the future? You guys are gonna.
Yeah, I have 2 nieces.
Yeah.
So my sister has 2 little girls, and they are definitely they have learned to love princesses. They are all about it. So they know all the princesses, they see the dresses. They haven't quite understood the whole, like, oh, Aunt Savannah's dressing up as a princess yet. They don't quite connect the dots yet. But yeah, they love it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Was it hard to convince your friends in high school? Did you guys have events in high school where you had to ask your friends to pop in with you guys?
I had a couple of friends that I went to school with that I had asked to work for me, but not a ton. Yeah.
It was more my older daughter, her friends.
Yeah.
The older, so she was already in college, and it was
Yeah.
more college. We've had better luck with college and young 20-year-olds performing. High school, they're still learning their ways of getting
Organized.
and being able to do all their activities and
Yeah.
fit this in too. So, we do have some high school.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is your favorite characters that you guys enjoy doing, or what are which are the ones you think are the most unique and fun? So
Well, my favorite to portray is Belle. I've been Belle probably hundreds of times at this point. She's just she's very similar to me personality wise. So I feel like it just comes more naturally to me to portray her. And I love her dress, and she's just really fun to be for me. So yeah.
Have your costumes jumped up in scale since your high school
most
days?
definitely.
Yes.
Yes.
You don't have to tell numbers.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe your dress in high school is $100 and now they're.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I imagine.
Yeah, it's about, they have definitely changed a lot over the years. So quality is definitely our one of our top priorities, is making sure that we have the highest quality that we can, so that we're giving our customers, park quality. So it's definitely not Party City costumes. And it's just important to us to look the best that we can.
Plus, we've learned a lot too. So when we first started out, and I think there's been a lot more commissioners come out since we've started, as well as just, I think this has been like a thing for the last 10 years maybe or so. So, we started 9 years ago almost, and there was not a whole lot out there to choose from as far as wigs and the dresses and such. So it was kind of hard to find quality back then. Plus, when you're first starting out, you can't get a $1,200 dress, so.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
So it's jumped up, and
We've learned a lot.
It takes about a year and a half too to get a dress. So you have to
Seriously?
be prepared. Yes.
Yeah.
I would have never guessed that. Mm-hmm. That's incredible.
Yeah. So you have to order when you want to order from the good commissioners. They get built up and booked up. So it takes.
Sure.
some time.
And I'd imagine maybe not, but makeup, like learning how to do the makeup,
Exactly.
that's
Yeah.
a process even for people that are coming in for the first job, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And all the princesses have different makeup. So
Yeah.
learning how to do that, learning how to get all your hair under the wig so you don't see your hair. Yeah, it's a process for sure. Takes a little bit of time to get ready.
So do you guys do that with the new princesses? Do you have
Yeah, we have some training for them. So each princesses has like a training packet that has their makeup, how to put their hair up. It also has like phrases the princesses say. So we try to stay in character the whole time we're at a party or event. So they have to learn different phrases the princesses say, and characters, and just different places in their movie, and just so that we can stay in character and be as real as we can
Yeah.
for the kids.
Even how to pose like
Yeah.
with another character or without another character, and all those kinds of things, just so that they're really looking like they look in the books and in the movies. So, yeah.
it looks like that when I look online. I mean, every time I see, it looks like,
Thank you.
the highest quality that, I was going to say, I've always admired how real everything looks. I mean,
It took
That's
us a little
amazing.
bit. We cringe a little bit when we see our first photos. So
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, we did that with our first podcast, right? I mean, we look back and we see how everything's grown. I look at the quality of our podcast from audio to video. Yeah, we've come a long way, haven't we?
Well, Americans, we used to live in log cabins. Look at everything kind of improves if you put some
And
time
that's what
into
you want to
it.
do. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're staying the same, it's not good.
that's right. That's right.
Yeah. So, well, cool. So, how has this affected your life? I mean, obviously, we know that it's changed your career path a little bit. I mean, you got But how has this affected you guys in your lives? I mean, obviously it's a small business, and I imagine there's even a little more friction too. I mean, it's cool working with family, but a little friction with family, and I know that because I have family that work for me. So, how would you guys describe that? How has that been?
Yeah, I mean, it can be hard at times. My mom is very creative and has lots of big ideas, and I'm kind of the more, just more technical, more like, how are we going to do this? So we can kind of butt heads sometimes because she'll have these big ideas, and I'm like, Mom, how are we going to do that? That's going to be really expensive. So, but it's fun. We really do work well together, and it's nice to have my sister on board. And like I said, dragging my dad in, and it's really nice to work with family, and we're really close. So it's really nice to
That's awesome.
be together.
Right.
Yeah, I was gonna say you guys have been doing this for 9 years, you said? So you
Almost
guys
9 years,
have
yeah.
probably worked out a lot of the kinks.
Yeah.
Has there been an event that's changed your life? You know, or you know, I imagine doing this, you got some really cool stories. I mean, is there a story that really sticks out to you?
Oh goodness, there's so many.
Well, share a couple.
Even
Yeah.
if it's disastrous, like your dress caught on fire.
Goodness, thankfully none of that. We haven't had too many disasters. You know, maybe
We did
some.
have one time when we were in Florida on a vacation. This just goes to show you what it takes to be, have your small business. I mean, you're never totally free. So we were on vacation, and we had a performer who's done many parties by himself. He was Captain America. I get a phone call in Florida. Renee, I can't zip up the back of my costume. It won't zip. I don't know what I'm going to do. Because he was by himself. Usually they have a helper with them, and usually the helper was me back then. So he didn't have me with him, and so I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm like, calm down. I'll call the mom up. I'll explain to her what's going on. I'll have her come out to your car. So the mom had to come out and zip them. Not something we normally like to do, but
Yeah. Had to happen.
It happens.
Had to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something that comes to mind is we did a wish day for Kira Strong Forever for a little girl with cancer, and she's such a sweetheart, and she's still fighting hard today. But we did a huge big event.
Flash mob.
Flash mob. Wasn't coming to my brain. A big flash mob for her. And we had a bunch of dancers from different dance studios. And I don't know if you've heard of the Descendants characters before. Yeah.
Yeah. 1, 2, and 3, right?
Yep. So that was what she really enjoyed. So we dressed up as the Descendants characters, and we danced and put on this huge performance, sang her favorite song. And like her face was just, it was just so sweet.
Tim Azell was in it too.
Yeah.
He was the king, and then they were the Descendants characters. And it was.
It was just so cool just to see her face and just see like how much it meant to her. And, she had been, through all this stuff, and just to have that moment of just joy and getting to see her favorite characters was really neat. So
if you think about her name's Julia, and she's still fighting. She's 13 now, I think. She was 8 when we did that.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And
incredible.
most of the girls that I think all of them except for her have passed away that we've done those wish days for. And
She's
she's
still at it.
Yeah.
Did you grow up like performing? Did you like performing growing up? Because I mean, that's essentially what you're doing now.
Yeah. So I've been a dancer since I was 2. Okay. So I grew up performing with dancing. And then I was in choir in high school, and then did the musicals in high school. So performing has kind of always been a part of my life and something that I enjoy. So yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Now, when you guys do the Make-A-Wish type stuff, I imagine that you're able to do those things because people are supporting the business, right? So the more that they help, the more that allows you guys to also give and do other events. So people should keep that in mind, right?
Yes. So we do have wonderful cast members who are willing to donate their time, but we don't want to ask them that all the time, because it could be literally every weekend because we get so many requests. So we do want to, they do donate, but we do want to be able to pay them sometimes, So the more that we get support with our ticketed events, our ball events, the Christmas event, the more that we can do those things. For free, and there's been times I've hated doing it, but I can't do it totally free, but we can do it for a discount, so we really want to do it for free whenever we can, and so we do a lot, but
Yeah, it helps out. I mean, you can't. You got bills to pay too, and people have, even though they, as you said, don't mind. I feel that there's only so many hours in a day. You gotta be able to pay your bills and have your life, and yet you want to help people and serve people, and there's a lot of needs out there, and anytime you can help meet one, you like to do it. But it's nice, as you said, if you can get a little something from it. Also, in the fact that they can support your other business, book you, go to those other events. Those all help support, and the more that happens, the more you guys can do it, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and we do Make-A-Wish. We do Friends of Kids with Cancer, the Pullholes Family Foundation. We've done
Kira Strong,
Kira Strong Forever,
different hospitals.
Shriners Hospital.
Awesome.
So and then we also, and it's mostly the Dream Factory is another one. It's mostly children with severe or terminal illness that we do. And then we also do things for veterans. So we've done Songs for Soldiers is a big organization. And so we've helped them out too. And we'd like to maybe find some others that are helping out veterans. But those are the two big organizations that we kind of have chosen to take under our wing and help out when we can. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
Really, really cool.
That's really good stuff. I like that.
Yeah, me too. Prince, and we're talking superheroes, princesses. We're talking about kids with, severe cancer and things like that, and veterans. I mean, how does it get better than that? Right? I mean, seriously.
I was trying to think if I was going to be part of the cast, would I want to be a superhero or maybe like a Sven? Or
You would have to be Batman.
Batman? Mm-hmm. I can be Batman. My sons have a little mask that has like a voice changer and everything.
That's awesome.
And you'd be Captain America or you'd Spider-Man, I think.
All right.
Yeah.
I have no
I
idea.
know Batman's your favorite.
I grew up liking Spider-Man quite a bit. Captain America has always been cool too. I mean, how can you not like those guys, right? I mean, those are all the old comic books that I grew up, reading and being a part of. And I tell my kids I had a Spider-Man toy, and I would run the strings all over my bedroom, because we didn't have cool things like the web, So I'd take the action character and slide him around my bedroom with his webs.
And growing up, all you had was like red T-shirts that you could wear, Spider-Man and Spider-Man masks. That was it.
Yeah.
Now my sons have a little thing you can like attach to your, and
Oh, I know.
it's like a little rope at. It's crazy.
Oh yeah,
It's crazy.
where we've gone technology wise and costume wise and all that since I was a kid, it's amazing.
It truly is.
It's like watching the old Batman TV show to like the new Batman movies. I mean, the uniforms are completely.
Very detailed. Very detailed. Well, I can guarantee. No, I can't. If I could guarantee you that I would book you guys for my next daughter's birthday party, I would guarantee you. But
Yeah.
I can't guarantee you because I don't want to lie to you. But I'm going to book you guys for my next.
You got to put the little caveat: if my wife approves.
Right. I think she will. I think she will.
That's
When is
Sounds
it?
like an amazing time. Well, we got January 6th and January 9th and April 25th are the girls' birthdays.
Okay.
So is that enough time?
Yes,
yeah.
it is.
Seriously, I mean that's a serious.
We do-
What's booking time? I mean, how much time?
I mean,
would you-
the sooner the better. We always say that. But, and we do get booked out probably 2 to 3 months in advance.
okay.
But yeah, that would be those dates that you just said. I was just thinking of our ball events. Would you say April what?
April 25th or January.
Right by one of our ball, but maybe it might be fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll start looking.
We'll figure it out.
All right.
just gonna take it to the ball event.
I'm just gonna
Figure it
get
out
on
the
the
ball.
website and see if it's available.
There you go. The other thing I was going to say is with the ball events, make sure you let us know, and our listeners as they come up, we'll put them out on our community site for YouTube, so that way if they're
Great.
paying attention to community, they'll see that those are coming up, and they can buy their tickets in advance. So we'll make sure everybody gets one of those.
Great.
So
I appreciate you guys stopping in.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Thanks
Yeah,
for having
definitely.
us.
Was there anything you guys want to share that we haven't covered yet about what you guys do or your events or
One thing
passion?
I wanted to bring up is if you know anybody that has a really nice restaurant, we've been searching to, somewhere local around here that would want to partner up to do character dining events. So that's maybe something to keep in the back of your mind if you know somebody
Yeah.
that has a restaurant that it would be, good for kids to come through and not too fancy, but kind of a little on the fancy side, not, just a McDonald's or something. But,
Yeah, somewhere between real expensive, no. Fast food, no.
Right.
That in between,
and what it does is it does get more clients in for them too, so.
I think of like a Fazoli's or something like that when you say something like that.
Yeah,
So,
we have done Fazoli's. We do that a lot out in Washington.
Oh, yeah.
Bandanas, like a restaurant like that, or
Yeah.
higher.
Maybe a little higher. I'm thinking more like when you go to Disney and you go to those character dining events, something like that.
I'm trying to think of a restaurant around town that would be a good starting point for like what you're thinking of,
That'd be cool.
and I'll start thinking of them.
And then we are always looking for cast members.
Yeah.
Now we are very picky. Savannah, you want to tell what the requirements are?
Of course, have to be able to have transportation. So we prefer if you can drive. And then,
With that, be willing to come out to Villa Ridge to work, because if they come to our place to get ready and then they go to the event, and someone drives them, so they're not driving to the event, but they have to be willing to drive to our place to get ready.
yeah. And then obviously someone that's outgoing, loves to be with kids. Am I missing anything?
No visible tattoos.
Yeah.
And definitely has to be able to work with kids and, fit our costumes as well. So,
Yeah. I imagine work well with kids is a high priority.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gotta love being around the youngins and
that's the highest. And then, just being able to look the part and fit. So if you've been told, you look like a princess, hey.
Yeah.
or a superhero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We always need superheroes.
Yeah. Go out there and let you guys know. And all that information's on your website, right?
Yes.
So if they're listening, they can,
Always email us.
email or reach by phone.
Yeah.
So awesome. Well, that's all really good. Well, thank you guys for being here. As Scott was saying, man, it's been a really I've learned a little more. So, and I really think it's cool what you guys do. I love the events every time I see them, and I love hearing about the charity. I wasn't as aware of that. So, we've had a few people in here with some of those. We had Todd from the Polis Foundation did an episode a while back, and so another great foundation, and yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for coming. I imagine what you do is not going to go out of style.
We hope not.
Yeah, keep going.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
All right. Well, hey, thanks everybody for listening, and we'll catch you next episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share and support and all that good stuff. Don't forget to support our guest today. If you're interested in booking an event or show up at one of their major events, please. Their links will be in the show notes below and all over our stuff. So feel free to click on that link, get over to it.
You're safe.